Hello, I'm doing a video on a recently purchased Mini 1300 from AliExpress, and the particular store is called
Seesii Tool Enthusiast Store.
And I thought that they would have what's called a genuine, if there is such a thing, Mini 1300, because there's been lots of them being sold on AliExpress that have some missing semiconductors inside, which effectively don't implement the serial port, which is quite important if you're going to be using the functionality of the firmware that's supplied with the Mini 1300. Essentially, you just can't communicate with it at all because there is no COM port hardware support. So how do you spot it? You can't really, other than asking the seller whether there is a fully implemented COM port on the device. And another clue, I suppose, is that if it's going to be really cheap, like 170 bucks, which is available on AliExpress, and lots of people have been buying them, it's more likely to have missing semiconductors on a very cheap device to sort of save a few pennies, as they say. However, if you're going to be paying $250, a significant amount more, you'd expect it to be a fully functional device. So I chose the latter option, pay a little bit more and get a proper device. And to my surprise, when I received it, it does not work. There is no support for the COM port. So is it something to do with a faulty device? Is it something to do with a driver? Or is there physically a missing semiconductor?
Well, when I ordered this device on the 4th of the 6th, I reached out to the seller and I sent them a message. I asked them whether they could check the device for any damage, functional and cosmetic, before shipping. Could they also make sure that the item is packed extremely well to avoid transit damage? And then I said, I hope that this device does not have missing components on the circuit board, which are required to interface to the PC. And I pointed this out specifically, the fact that some of these devices don't have those semiconductors. So I hope that this device does not have missing components on the circuit board, which are required to interface to the PC, and thanking them for their understanding and cooperation. They responded, first of all, they read that message, so they received it, and they responded, thank you for your order. Yes, we will check the device before sending. Well, whether they checked it or not, I have no idea, but I can tell you one thing, it does not have the semiconductor that's supposed to be on the components. It is missing, and that function does not work. So I have no choice. I can't use this device as intended and as specified.
The USB HF's transferred. And if we have a look at this, it actually tells you here, and we can zoom in on this, it says that there is USB memory. You can connect this to the computer to view the memory. And the computer connection is done via this cable here. You see, it actually shows you the download program port. Okay. However, when you connect that to the computer, it does not identify any COM ports, so you can't communicate with this device.
The missing USB device is well documented on the internet, and this is why I asked the seller about it in this particular device, whether it is present or not. I have found a photograph on the internet of the circuit board and the missing device. As you can see, there is no device, just the solder pads there. I have not opened this device to look inside, but I will guarantee that this will be very, very similar. That device will be missing. And I suggest that the seller takes one of the units that they have on their shelf and opens it and has a look themselves to see if it is indeed missing, because it'll be exactly the same as in this photograph. This is what I suspect, and this is why I cannot accept this item, because it is non-functioning. I hope that makes it clear.